Hi, everyone. This is Shelly Myers with the Valley Solutions team at HomeSmart. Hope everyone is doing well. Have you been wondering, is Phoenix in a seller's market or in a buyer's market? Or is it that ever elusive balanced market? What should I know if I'm looking to purchase real estate or sell real estate in the Phoenix Valley? Well, I have I have some answers for you, and I'd love to get right into it and show you what is happening in the Phoenix market as we speak. Well, or at least I'm going to use some data that was tabulated last week. I'm trying to remember what day it is. This is from August 3rd. What I'm showing you right now is a publication or a snapshot called the Cromford Cromford Market Index. And really what this is a statistical analysis of sales and transactions that have happened in the 17 major cities of the Phoenix Valley. So this does not cover all of Arizona, it doesn't cover Lake Havasu, Tucson, etc. This is just what's happening in the greater Phoenix Valley. So East Valley, West Valley, North, South, etc. of Phoenix. And what it does is it tabulates all of the data that they collect and they watch, and it gives us an indicator, a number that tells us if each of these cities is in a seller's market or a buyer's market. And I'm going to tell you, explain how to interpret the numbers, and then we're going to look at the numbers here specifically. So if you remember, perhaps when you were in school, maybe you're in school now, or maybe you live in statistics land, and you think about the bell curve. And remember, we used to look at the bell curve when we would talk about if anything was more common or average numbers, etc. And what it's important to know is I like to imagine the bell curve when I look at this as well. So if we remember 90 to 110, 100 was straight up average on the bell curve. 90 to 110 is considered still in the average range right there. Anything above 110 is considered above average. Anything below 90, considered below average. So just have that in mind as you think of it. So anything above 110, seller's market. Anything between 90 and 110, balanced market. Anything below 90, buyer's market. Hopefully that kind of helps you when you look at these numbers, because I love to look at this chart, and my plan is to maybe twice a month review the data that we have, because this is put out weekly, just to give you an idea of what's happening in the market, so you can kind of feel a little bit more informed. I don't have a crystal ball. None of us have a crystal ball to know what's going to happen, but this can at least give you a feeling, or maybe make you feel more confident in decisions that you might make regarding real estate purchase or selling in the Phoenix Valley. Like I said, these are the 17 major cities within the greater Phoenix Valley, and they are ranked based on their Cromford Market Index number. So you see here, Chandler is at 319.6, and it had a positive change. That's why it's green and the arrow goes up, so that's positive. Where it was last month, a slight change, was 318.3. So not a huge change, but still the number did go up. You'll notice that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are only 4 cities that had that positive change. There are 12 cities that had a negative change, meaning their Cromford Market Index went down compared to last month. And then we have one city, Cave Creek, where everything kind of remained the same. What I think is always what we really like to look at too, is to see how some valleys move up in the listings or in the rankings, and how some valley or cities move down. I should say not valleys, but cities move up or down within here. So Buckeye, which has been really considered a balanced market for a while, has now moved up into a very slight, it's at 113.5, a very slight seller's market, which makes sense. We got a lot of new builds. We got a lot of new construction happening out in Buckeye. It's a large area in the West Valley. Buckeye proper takes up a large area. And so it does kind of make sense that there's a lot of new builds and new construction up there. What we see is that it's kind of surpassed Maricopa and Queen Creek. So it's no longer, Buckeye's always been kind of like down at the bottom, and now it's kind of moving up a little bit. But like I said, we've seen in about 12 cities, Fountain Hills, Glendale, Tempe, Goodyear, where we've seen a negative trend in there. So really what you can talk about with the Phoenix Valley real estate market is that we're really kind of losing steam a little bit, which doesn't surprise me. It makes sense. It's summertime. It's hot. I'm sure you've heard. I watch the news. I watch the national news, and every day I like to point out how hot it is here in Phoenix, as if we don't know. And that changes things for us. A lot of people take vacations. They head out of town. School's back in session now in August, but in July, a lot of people leave town and don't spend their summers here. And a lot of realtors take their summer vacations as well. So things tend to be kind of quiet in the summertime in the Phoenix Valley. So it doesn't surprise me. But again, we've seen some up and down changes for some of these cities here. But the biggest thing you need to see is that the majority of the Phoenix Valley cities, of the 17 top cities, are considered to be in a seller's market. Really, Queen Creek is the only one that really is kind of in a more balanced market. It's between that 90 and 110. So it's really in that balanced area. Same thing with Maricopa, just maybe you want to say it's slightly a seller's market. So again, it's just a good way for you to understand what's, a quick way to look at what's happening in these areas and to kind of feel like, okay, if I wanted to make a purchase in one of these areas, this is just a piece of information it would be nice to know. And sometimes what we often see is that when we have a community that's in a buyer's market or is not so strong of a seller's market, that sometimes our sellers are more inclined to make concessions. We're seeing a lot of that happening where sellers are offering to buy the rate down, whatever it might be, offering different concessions. They're cleaning their house. What a great idea. Before it goes on the market, they're getting rid, they're staging it, they're prepping that house, which before in 2021, 2022, you just didn't quite know what you might walk into when you checked out a house. So again, it's just how the market changes and then how we see it in a day-to-day actions, I should say, that are always kind of interesting. And this always kind of reinforces sometimes what you're seeing out there in the day-to-day world. So again, please like, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I was so excited. I got my very first subscriber. So woohoo! Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. And let me know if you have any questions for me. I'll always at the end of my videos put my phone number and my email address up there. I'm happy to help you. Sometimes if you're getting into very specific areas, I might say, hey, let's just jump on a telephone call for a couple minutes, just so I can understand and ask a couple questions so that I can better start a search for you or give you information that is truly helpful. So have a very awesome August day, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.